He hosts the Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube as well. Your thoughts on what we're seeing play out here militarily and what you expect to come in the coming hours?
What we've seen so far, Martha, I mean, it's been beaten into the ground a little bit with the intelligence failures in Israel, and certainly it is. I mean, I heard former Speaker McCarthy there talking about how it's an American intelligence failure, but I don't think that that's really an accurate statement because it's not our job to monitor the details as it is for Israel. And they're supposed to have on the ground human intelligence, electronic intelligence, signals intelligence, all kinds of things on the ground, and all of them apparently failed. Although there is growing evidence that actually it was as much a policy failure as it was an intelligence failure, because there has been a lot of information coming out in recent hours, even that there has been lots of warnings from their intelligence community to their political leaders who didn't take action. But no matter how it worked out, is the IDF, the Israeli military, was completely unexpected or unprepared for this, so that when the Hamas launched their attack, it was much, much bigger than anyone thought was even possible. It was very sophisticated, it was very coordinated, and it had been planned and resourced probably for many months before this thing happened. And now then we see the results of that on the ground tactically. But what's probably coming is a very, very heavy Israeli response. And I'll tell you, they got to be real careful about how they operate, not just because they may end up killing some of their own hostages who were hidden throughout the Gaza Strip, but also they can't go in so heavy that they cause, huge amounts of innocent civilian casualties within Gaza, because people around the world could actually turn against Israel if they go in too heavy, and they can't go farther than what is reasonable militarily.
So this is from the Wall Street Journal editorial board this morning, Colonel. It says, war returns to the Middle East. The assault on America's closest Middle East ally is also a warning about how dangerous the world is becoming. As U.S. power and will recede, bad actors feel empowered to fill the vacuum. American isolationists on the right and left may wish to look away, but the United States cannot dodge the consequences. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, Martha, I got to tell you, I take a lot of exception to that, because that's implying that all of this happened because of what the U.S. is doing or not doing. And you have to look, this has been boiling up for months because of what's been going on inside of Israel and what's been going on for years with this, all this issue with since 2007 of the people in Palestine being, kept inside an effective open air prison, but especially this summer. Prior to this, all during the summer, 227 Palestinians had been killed by Israeli forces in these ongoing conflicts, and they were getting more and more frustrated. And a lot of this is the predictable spillover, because they can't resolve that situation in-house. And I'm not taking anybody's side here, but I'm telling you that the Israeli government had a lot of trouble this summer on their own side with this judicial reform, which has caused an almost civil war split within the country. All of those things are going into this. So I think it's not accurate for the Wall Street Journal to say this is America's fault. It's not America's fault. And there is no power vacuum. Our power is unquestioned in the region and in the world. And I just think that they're trying to put blame where it doesn't belong, unfortunately.
We have all of these families right now who have connections to people. They want them to get out safely. United States citizens have been killed. We are waiting to hear more about whether or not there are American hostages in this situation. In terms of America's response to that, your thoughts?
Yeah, look, this is just a horrible situation. You can say that there's a lot of policy issues with the Palestinians and their rights and to live, et cetera. But when you see these Hamas gunmen come out and they literally go after civilians, I mean, there's just no defense of that. And nobody's unfortunately going to feel any sympathy for the Palestinian cause. And all these people continue to get caught in the middle. And now that Israel is going to have to go in pretty strong. I mean, the Netanyahu said that it's going to be an unprecedented response to an unprecedented attack. And no nation on the face of the planet would not have to go and defend their country when they were attacked like this. But the civilians who get caught in the middle on both of those sides is just egregious. And man, we just got to do everything we can to try to keep this contained to the Gaza Strip and have a proportional response to what has happened.